Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Two Player Podcast with Matt Likes Games and Ham Solo. Enjoy the show.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Two Player Podcast. We've been away for a while, but we're back. Stuff to talk about. Ham's here. So before we get into any of the topics, Ham, how you doing? What's going on?
Man, fresh off of dinner. Feeling pretty good.
Same here, honestly.
Feeling pretty good. I can't lie. Dinner was pretty damn good. It wasn't anything special. It was just like a pork chop and mashed potatoes and beans and broccoli. But it hit the spot. Like it did, because I've been starving all fucking day.
I feel you. I had like 4 slices of a supreme pizza. So
Yeah, that sounds good. We're getting pizza tomorrow, so that's cool. That's fun that you said that.
Yeah, dude. Love Red Baron pizza. Love Red Baron pizza.
What is it called? Giordano's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm not sure if you've heard of that place, but it's Chicago pizza place. They do like deep dish pizzas, super good, pretty well known, at least in the Midwest. But
deep dish pizza. Do you prefer deep dish? What's your favorite pizza?
Do I prefer deep dish? Yeah.
I'm saying what's your favorite?
Like, I mean, I just like pizza. Like, I like all sorts of pizza. So like, but deep dish is to me, deep dish is kind of like the very casual kind. I mean, not casual, but like very like a couple times a year at most, kind of.
Oh, wow, man.
Why do you say that?
I haven't had a deep dish in a while, but dude, when I was eating deep dish pizzas, it was not a couple times a year. I'll tell you that. It was like like once or twice a week. I would have like half of like those mini. I don't even know if they were mini, but like we would order like a deep dish, like the cheap ones from Little Caesars, and I'd have like half, and then the next day,
cool.
And then the next day I'd have the other half, and that was like a thing for a while, a good long while. But yeah, I mean, I figured I'd ask that just because I feel like people have like super strong opinions about deep dish. Like either it's the best thing ever or it's terrible and it doesn't even count, kind of thing. So, and I lean more towards it's the best thing ever. It's probably my favorite pizza, if I'm being honest. But we're talking about pizza here. We're on a game show. We gotta be talking about video games. So, Ham, what have you been playing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's going on? Good?
My camera. Is it working? Oh my god, it's just freezing over and over.
Oh no.
So it's kind of driving me insane.
Oh, you're good, man. If you can't be on camera, it's hey, ain't no big deal.
I'm gonna try to be, damn it, but yeah, this is where I am right now. I just like I told you a while back before I started getting back into podcasting again. I told you that I took apart my computer and dusted everything, but putting it back together, I forgot what went into what I had, like the the magical mix up of the USB ports.
Yeah,
I didn't remember how I had it perfectly configured before, because I have a lot of powerful stuff coming into my PC, kind of like the camera, the microphones, the microphone, since it's not powered separately, it's powered by the PC. my two my two capture cards that I have both plugged in simultaneously. It's just a lot. so
Yeah.
I have to find I have to make sure certain ones aren't too close to each other, and it's silly.
Yeah. It's you
That's
got it's a lot of management going on when
that's
you
the
got that much
cool
stuff plugged
thing
in.
about being a console gamer is that you just don't have to deal with that type of stuff. But with a PC, you can do content creating better like this, but it just has to be put together properly. And I didn't do it. I didn't do it proper. I didn't do it right.
Well, I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's fine. But what have you been playing this week? I mean, I know the answer to that, but they don't know the answer to that. What have you been playing this week?
I've been playing a lot of uh the first Descendant,
Hmm.
which that game has been really baller. Oh, there we go. Yay, I did it.
There you go.
All right, so yeah, I've been playing a ton of this game that you're showing off right here. Um, I really enjoy it. I've maxed out all the characters that I've been able to unlock so far, which is only like 3.
Yeah.
But it's a grind to be able to unlock the other new characters and stuff like that, or you can purchase them. And
Yeah.
I'm not I bought the battle pass. I'm cool with the battle pass, but I ain't trying to buy things like that. So whatever they're willing to give me to grind, I'm willing for. And I usually it's kind of rare that I buy a battle pass twice for a game, but I like to throw my support in, I guess, and just say
Yeah.
here, I want to give you something because I mean I'm playing days worth of game for what, $10 or something like that. So
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Hey, I'm giving you a little bit of support, not just not giving you nothing, but I mean not that $10 is a lot, but I see why a lot of other people want to spend money and do this stuff, especially if they love the game, but don't have a lot of time to play the video game. I understand some people want to pay and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
microtransactions don't really bother me like it bothers other people. I feel like it's kind of weird. Hey, if the you either like the game or you don't.
Yeah. I agree with
It's
that.
kind of like it's kind of like what I heard you and Vinny talking about with what was that game Ubisoft made?
Oh, X Defiant.
X Defiant. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you guys were talking about how the developer came out and said well, if you don't like the game, just don't play it.
Pretty much.
Booyah. You know what I mean? It's just I'm not gonna sit here and make a video or just start stalking them because I don't like what they chose to do. It's I'm not gonna tell them I feel a lot of people try to attack into things and think that if I attack them enough, they'll make my game instead of their own.
Yeah.
And I'm just nah. If I don't like it, I'll just stop playing. I'll just go.
Exactly.
I'll just go somewhere else.
Smart.
I have so many games I haven't finished yet. I have so many games I'm looking forward to. I'm playing. I was playing Mad Max the last few weeks while I wasn't doing any podcasting and whatnot, in lieu of waiting for college football to come out. While I'm playing Mad Max, First Descendant comes out, and so now I'm playing First Descendant in lieu of NCAA football.
Oh no. We just lost Ham. That's not good. I'm gonna send him a message. Oh, there we go.
What happened?
I have no idea.
That was weird. Yeah, just like my internet cut off or something. I don't know what the hell happened there. That was weird. But anyways, I don't know where I was at.
Playing Mad Max.
Okay,
Waiting
yeah.
for
So
college football.
I was playing Mad Max in lieu of playing college football, and then I was playing, and then while waiting for college football, the first Descendant comes out, and so then I'm playing the first Descendant in lieu of college football. Well, I maxed out all of my people on first Descendant, and I'm down to play like first Descendant with you and people like that want to get down in the game. But like, I mean, I'm still down to kind of play it like here and there. But you guys were all talking about Cyberpunk last night, and I went and downloaded that, and I remembered, I was like, crap, I haven't really played the game ever since they redid everything. Right? I beat the game in the original like setup of everything, right? And I remember making a brand new character right before they launched the new thing, the new character or
2.0.
customization, stuff like that. Yeah, the 2.0 of the game, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Phantom Liberty as well, right? So I downloaded it last night and I played it for like 35, 40 minutes after I got off the chat with you guys and everything like that. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, like, I need to go to bed. Like, so I went to bed and woke up and I was still kind of thinking about Cyberpunk and whatnot, started playing it and whatnot. And I was like, I do kind of like this system better.
Yes.
The way that they did this, because like I'm looking, I was confused for a moment. I was like, what is this? Like, because there's two different sets of points.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And I didn't understand, like, I was going to everything and it was just like locked. And I was like, what the fuck does this mean? And then I realized in the bottom left corner, you have to upgrade that. It's like some sort of point that you have to upgrade to then be able to use your perks on other on anything else. But you have to be able to, like, the thing that says like 0 of 2 in the center, you have to get that to 2 before then it branches out into more perks that you can then get, which I'm just like, oh, this is making a lot more sense. So now it makes me like, I'm not gonna lie, the way that they kind of built it made you more eager to grind.
Yeah, 100%.
So and then the game looks beautiful still, right? And everything. And I restarted, so I'm in an early character with that. So I mean, I guess that kind of breaks down what I've been playing lately. I played a ton of Mad Max, a ridiculous amount of Mad Max. And then First Descendant came out, and I played a ridiculous amount of First Descendant. Like I said, every single person I have right now, max leveled up, but I played a good amount, not as much as Matt. Matt's definitely played more of the First Descendant than I have. But then Cyberpunk, just listening to you guys talk about that last night got me to download that, and now I know I'm gonna be playing that for at least the next week. And I'll keep it downloaded and whatnot. But once college football gets here, it's gonna be a goddamn issue.
Yeah, you're really excited for that.
I am
really excited for that.
That's like my game of the year. Like I'm hoping it's good enough, and if it's as good as their last game, which was 2014, or one of my personal favorites, college football 06 race for the Heisman, if it's as good as either one of those, which it looks like it's gonna be better than both of those, then I know it probably won't get it, but it's going to be probably my game of the year.
There you go. Yeah, I know a lot of people are super excited for college football. And I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't played a college football game since like probably NCAA 04 or something like that. Maybe. I know it was whatever I played was on the original Xbox. I know that much. So it's been a minute. And I guess technically I'll be able to play this one because we do game share.
Right.
So there's that. I can always check it out if I feel an itch to try it. But tons of people looking forward to that. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much the same as you in that I've been playing a lot of First Descendant, and a pretty good amount of Cyberpunk. I'm trying to have like one multiplayer game that I'm really focused on, and then one single player game, so that if ever I get even remotely, if I even start to feel an inkling of being tired with the multiplayer game, I can just stop it and play the single player game and come back to that without ever getting burnt out.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get burnt out on a brand new game that I really enjoy. So I'm trying to mix it up and play a lot of single player as well. And Cyberpunk and First Descendant have been my go-tos for the past week at this point. But yeah, First Descendant, really been loving that. Played the hell out of that. In fact, I'm gonna need your help. Have you finished the desert part yet?
No, I left off wherever we left off last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna need your help. I'll help you get a little. I'll help you finish that part. But the boss you got to fight before you get to the next part is fucking my shit up.
Okay.
I've played like
We
5
can do that after the
matches.
show.
Sure, like dude, I've played like 5 matches. And it's the same problem I run into. And it's not like any my teammates are doing anything wrong. It's just this guy,
He's a tough son of a bitch.
he's tough as shit. And he has this move that's cheap as fuck too. And I'm not gonna go into it, but he has this really douche move that he does. But you'll see it whenever we play it. But First Descendant, Cyberpunk. But that's what I've been playing. We can get into a little bit of these topics now and kick things off. I think the thing we should probably start with, honestly, I guess we should start with the thing that's not the biggest news, and then we'll get to the biggest news, which is obvious this week. Uh, but we've got Marvel's Wolverine's co-narrative director leaves Insomniac Games for CD Projekt Red. Ham, I know you had some things to say about this. I added it to the list. I thought it was also pretty interesting. And me and you were also talking about it a little bit in chat last night. But I want to toss it off to you first. What are your thoughts when you see a co-narrative lead on Wolverine? Game hasn't even been released yet. Kind of leaving Insomniac, going to CD Projekt Red, working on project. What was it called? Osiris or Orion? I can't remember. But essentially, Cyberpunk sequel. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I think that it was kind of like, for me, it was kind of like I worked for this company now, so I'm solidified to move on to this company now.
Yeah,
That's kind of what it felt like. Like, it's not even a bad thing for Sony, really, at all. And this is just my personal opinion. I mean, does it look bad? Sure. Optics always look bad when somebody leaves and goes somewhere else, right? It's never a good look. But
yeah,
like, somebody's eager to work on Spider-Man. Someone's eager to replace that spot, right?
yes.
To be able to work on a Spider-Man game. And then on top of it, this guy that left now has Spider-Man on his resume for the rest of his life. Sony on his resume for the rest of his life, you know? So it's just like it's 100% a win for the guy that left and went to CD Projekt Red because he wanted to go back there. And then there is a gal that just left that went back there. That went to CD Projekt Red, but the guy that went is particularly working on, like, supposedly working on Project Orion, which is like the sequel or
Yeah,
whatnot to Cyberpunk. And
he's
then
he's working as a senior writer on Cyberpunk sequel Project Orion.
and just think about that for a moment. Like, he's a writer for, for a video game. So with that being said, why I think this is like such a good move for him and why the prior one was so beneficial is because everybody knows how it's not easy to write for something like Spider-Man, where you have to specifically be delicate with the content that is being used, right? You have to make sure that you incorporate certain things. You can't just be your whimsical self. You have to kind of keep Disney and and Marvel happy as well. You can't just say some fuck shit
Yeah.
essentially. So
Yeah.
you have to like really kind of try to stay as close as possible to the script or what do people call it, to the lore or something like that, right? As
Yeah.
to now that he gets to work with CD Project Red, well, sure, is there game lore? Yeah, but it's in a very infantary, yeah, like infant state, right?
Yep.
So it's like, sure, there's some lore, but there's a lot of creative freedom to be had for a developer at a place that is making a game in which they own the IP that they're making it for, and they don't have to appease to anything prior. Like, I mean, Spider-Man goes as far back as what, like the fucking 40s or fucking, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know.
old. It's
Like it
really
goes
old.
way back. So like you had, I mean, just think of this. When people seen Spider-Man using the flight web thing, people lost it. That that Spider-Man's flying. That's Superman, not Spider-Man, right? I mean, my wife said that.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's how attached people are to Spider-Man and how delicate you have to write. You have to be yeah, how delicate you have to be with the art of it, just all of that shit compared to
Yeah.
The Witcher, which yeah, The Witcher has a long enough history because the games have been made enough to where it has a little bit of a feel of it needs to kind of be this way, but but still they own that IP. Am I right?
Yeah.
They own the Witcher IP.
Yeah.
So they can think of whatever the fuck they want to do with the future, right? And they don't have to
Yeah.
look at Disney and say, "Hey, is this okay? Does this make sense?"
Exactly.
They don't have
He
to look at
he
anybody.
he gets to go from basically making what at most a PG-13 movie to now, hey, you can go crazy. You can rate that shit R if you want. Do what you want. Like you got free reign to do whatever you want creatively. So yeah, I mean, y- I mean, it's getting Spider-Man on your resume, especially for like just most people, like most people who, let's say, the age range of like mid 20s to like, I don't know, their 40s, probably even older than that, honestly. But like the golden age of like, for me, it was Toby Maguire as Spider-Man. And once I saw that, I was like, yo, Spider-Man is my shit. Like 1 and 2, it's Batman and Spider-Man for me. So like anybody would love to have Spider-Man on their resume, but to go from Spider-Man where you're, like you said, very much constricted by, we got to run this by Disney, and if Disney's not okay with this, then this idea might be awesome, but we can't do it. Versus you're going to CD Projekt Red, and it's like, we got to run this by the boss down the hall, and odds are good he's going to say, "Fucking go for it." So like it's a different kind of, ball game. But yeah, I'm excited either way. I mean, I think Wolverine's going to be a great game. I'm not worried about that in any way, shape, or form. But also, I mean, playing Cyberpunk now, I can't wait for the sequel. I mean, who knows when the sequel is going to be? I mean, Cyberpunk was originally announced in like what, the late 360 gen, I think. I think they
No, it was
originally.
originally announced like I think on like I want to say like 2014, 2015.
I'm gonna look this up. When was
Like it was
Cyberpunk
announced pretty fucking early, dude.
2077 announced? 2012. Yeah, late 360 gen.
Ooh. Oh, you
Late
said
three.
360 gen. I was thinking
Yeah.
Xbox One gen. I was thinking you said like
No.
late Xbox One gen. I was like, no, that bitch has been around for a long time.
Exactly. So it's so if
I remember
if
seeing the commercial on my Xbox as like one of the tiles, like check this game out right here. And I
yeah.
checked it out and I was like, ain't no way my Xbox One is doing that. And that was at the beginning of the generation of the Xbox One. I was not confident for my
Well,
Xbox One, and they were
and
showing
you were
that at
right.
the beginning of it.
You
And
were right.
yeah, it's crazy. And unfortunately, I was right.
You nailed it because that thing came out on the Xbox One and it was toast. It was
Fucking
toast.
cooked.
Couldn't
It was
handle it.
cooked.
But if history is telling us anything here, I mean, they got a Witcher game in the works, a new Witcher game. They also got a remake of a Witcher game in the works.
Mm.
When are we going to see Cyberpunk sequel? Who knows? I think realistically, we could see Cyberpunk sequel at the beginning of the generation after next. I think we could see that.
Jesus.
I think that's like the realistic. I mean, it depends on how long the new Witcher takes. We'll see.
I don't know, man. I don't
But
know. That's a
but I think
long
we'll
time.
be
I
waiting.
feel like they have a couple. I feel like these, as much layoffs that's been going on, I feel like a lot of these people have figured out how like. I feel like they probably have the next Cyberpunk more figured out than they had re-innovating The Witcher.
Okay. I could
Because
see that.
it seems like it seems like they're like, all right, it seems like they're giving us The Witcher reimagined, I guess, right?
Mhm.
So with that being said, and then making another new Witcher, I almost feel like they were probably beat up so much with Cyberpunk that they're not going to allow Cyberpunk to be like what it was, what had happened previously again. I feel like they're
Oh yeah.
like boots on the ground, ready to go with Cyberpunk with the next one. I think
I,
it comes out sooner than the beginning of the next generation. I think that's fucking
no, I mean,
wild.
I'm saying the beginning of the generation after the next
That's what
generation.
I'm. That's what I meant. And I mean, I think, yeah. Because I mean, the beginning of the next generation isn't even here. You're talking about the beginning of the generation after
Mhm.
that, and I'm just like, wow, man, this guy has no
Mhm.
faith.
Dude, I got all the faith that they'll do it properly, which is why I don't think they'll do it soon. Because they learned a lesson from launching it on last gen consoles with Cyberpunk. I think they're gonna look at that with all the technological advancements that they make between now and that release. Do we really want to release it on a PS6 and whatever the Xbox is going to be called, or do we want to wait till the PS7
Good
and whatever
grief.
the Xbox is called, and then we'll say screw PS6,
You're
screw the
making me
next Xbox.
sick. Like I don't even want to think about a PlayStation 7 or fucking or whatever Xbox is fucking doing.
We're gonna
Series
be in
fucking
2038.
2080.
We're gonna be in 2038 playing Cyberpunk too.
I don't know, man. I'm
Oh
not
my god.
feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all. That stinks.
Oh, well, I mean, you know what? Honestly, the realistic thing is it's probably somewhere in between. Realistically, we'll probably get it
I was
next year.
thinking it's gonna be like a late gen thing of next gen. I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
like at the end of next generation, and it'll be like because they'll want to be able to sell it to as many people as possible. And I think waiting to do it on the newest thing, I think that's what they had planned on to do with the
This one.
original Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
right? Which is smart. but like, man, they were eager. They were just real
Yeah.
eager, and I think they've learned, and I don't think they're gonna have as many issues because of the breakthroughs of this generation.
Yeah. I could see what you're saying makes a lot of sense, especially because I mean, like you said, they did it this with this game. I think if they release it at the end of the next gen, I think it might be a little bit rough. I don't think it'll be as rough as the first one. I think it might be a little bit rough, but I think that will set the base of like, hey, this is the baseline for Cyberpunk 2. And because, like how they did with this game, the baseline is what was on the Xbox One and the PS4. And then you only scaled up from there. Like playing that on a PS4 and Xbox One versus playing that on like my computer with a 4070 Ti and a 13700K, or even playing it on a Series X, it's like it's almost three different games on those three different platforms, almost. So like, uh, it would be a good it'd be a good showcase to see like, hey, we started out the end of the PS6 and the next Xbox, and look at how far we went from there in only 2 years, kind of like what
I
they did with this game.
I really think it's gonna be fine and come out sooner than you think, and here's why. I feel like the last generation of consoles were really hampered down by not having that solid state drive.
Yeah,
And
or the
now
CPU
that's
chip.
SSDs are just like it's like non-negotiable now.
It's the
It
norm.
has to be there. It has to
It's
be
the
there,
norm.
and that's what a computer uses as
Mhm.
as the fastest form of uh of data,
Yeah,
right? So like I think just getting past that, like a Cyberpunk 2 happening like Cyberpunk 1, I think is really unlikely, especially since we're talking about the end of next generation, and I'm thinking like, look how impressive the Series S is right now with with as little as it brings to the table,
yeah.
and technology is only getting cheaper as time
Cheaper,
elapses.
better. Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I could see a publisher, or not a publisher as much as a I could see a platform having an issue, but I don't
yeah.
see it being as prevalent as um every platform is just completely screwed from the previous generation because of that thing. Now, like I could see like maybe like they're like feeling good and they're like, oh, let's put it on the new Switch, the new more powerful Switch or something like that, and that just fucking doesn't work. And
That's a
you end up
twisted
with like
science experiment.
Mortal Kombat 1 like graphics, right? So like
Oh
I
yeah.
could see something like that happening, but I don't think we're gonna get anything as bad as what happened the first time around.
No. And like to be clear, what I'm saying is I think if it comes out the end of next gen, it'll be a much more refined version of the release they had on last, like with the first game. Where like it won't be a broken mess. It won't be a buggy mess. It might have a couple performance dips here and there, but it's no big deal kind of thing. And then it only gets better from there. Because like Cyberpunk is a game that as technology has gotten better, the game has gotten better. Versus a lot of games, they're just they're the game that they are, and that's just the way it is. And that's like one of the coolest things about Cyberpunk is like as time goes on, it is a better game. Like like every couple years, it gets better. So yeah, we'll see though. We'll see. I mean, hopefully we're not waiting too long for a sequel. But regardless, take all the time you need, honestly. Uh, but going on to the next topic here, which, the whole Game Pass thing. Let's get into that. The Game Pass pricing update, because I got to be honest, when this whole thing first dropped, I was pretty I was confused by everything they were saying outside of the fact that, hey, Game Pass Ultimate is now $20 a month. I
Yeah,
get that.
that's
That's
all I
that's
heard.
that's all exactly. That's all I really saw. That's all I really cared about because I'm not subscribed to anything but Game Pass Ultimate. So my worries begin and end with Game Pass Ultimate being $20 a month. But there's a lot of stuff here actually, and in fact, let me
There's definitely stuff we should bring up just for news sake.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I'm gonna bring it up here on Twitter. This is a post from Clobril, and he also links the support website for Xbox, so you can actually see it for yourself, which we'll go over there in a second. But it says Xbox Game Pass changes. Price changes will go into effect for new members for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, Xbox Game Pass Core, and PC Game Pass Ultimate from $16.99 to $19.99. Game Pass for console will no longer be available for new members, meaning if you're already subscribed to Game Pass for console, you're still subscribed to Game Pass for console. But if you're a new member, that is not an option anymore. New Game Pass tier, Xbox Game Pass Standard, Xbox Game Pass catalog, online multiplayer, but no day one games. This one's pretty interesting because I was wondering if they were ever going to do this. That one is coming in at $14.99 a month, coming later this year. I want to start actually with that last part. The no day one games and this new tier, Xbox Game Pass Standard. You get a catalog of games. You get online multiplayer, no day one games. I was wondering if this was something they were ever going to do. And I'm not surprised that they did it, to be quite honest. What I'm a little bit surprised about is the price, honestly. I feel like this should be priced more in line with the 1099 for like or whatever it is they're charging for Game Pass, console Game Pass existing users. Like I feel like it's a little weird that this is more expensive than that without day one games but with multiplayer. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. But what are your thoughts on the entire pricing situation here? I mean, eh, I don't think they did a good job of communicating any of this really. But I mean, when you look at it, what are your thoughts? I mean, what are your immediate thoughts?
My immediate thoughts is Ultimate or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really. I mean, I don't see. To me, it's just not a very good deal at $15, especially when
Yeah.
it's, especially when PC Game Pass prices a whole $3 cheaper. I think that's kind of wild, isn't it?
Yep.
Am I reading that
It is.
right?
It is Game Pass on PC. In fact, I wonder if they say it here in the actual. Oh, wow, they don't. But Game Pass PC, I believe, is now. I want to say off the top of my head, it's either $11.99 or $12.99. I can't remember.
I
But
think
either way,
it's
it's cheaper.
$11.99.
Yeah.
Is here what Wario said. So, and it okay. So it's yeah. It's $3 more for the console version of it, and that just kind of stinks. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it's not the best, right? Because that was just not long ago the Game Pass price for everything.
Yeah.
I think it might have been $15.99, but or no, maybe it was
I think
$14.99.
it was $14.99. It's
Yeah,
$14.99 for
so
a
like,
while.
so yeah, it's just and it's a little weird because if I'm right, I believe in like inflation's down. I think right now.
That's what they're saying. Inflation's been coming down for like the past year, I think.
So it's just a little weird. And then on top of it, a lot of people are saying, "Hey, from the court case, I thought you guys
Mm-hmm.
weren't able to raise the price. Like,
That's what I thought.
not that they shouldn't raise the price. I thought they just weren't able
Yes,
to
that's
raise
what
the
I
price.
thought.
And they did. So like so this is just it's interesting to kind of sit back and watch. And I mean, it's just like, damn, that's not great. But does this bother me much at the end of the day? Not really, because I'm paying what, like $2 or $3 more,
Yeah, $17 to $20. So
which
yeah,
which that is still cheaper than a Netflix subscription.
yeah. That's how I think of it, and I use
That's
Game Pass every
exactly
day.
how I think of it. And when I have Netflix, I like never use it, or I'll use it for like one show, and then when the show that I like comes on, I binge watch the living shit out of it, and then I'm stuck back to my good night going to sleep shows, right?
Yeah,
So, and then on top of it, as for Game Pass, well, I use that all the time, almost everywhere. And I travel and stuff like that, right? So like when I went
yeah,
to my mom's house, it was nice to be able to have that stuff come with me when I'm on my phone. I still earn points on it, right? I just use $10 of Xbox money or whatever that you get just by like playing games and playing their little bejeweled game or whatever. I just use that money and got the battle pass for First Descendant, right?
yeah.
And I already have like $5 added back up, so that might go towards the next game that I buy. So I mean, like, I'm finding ways to get money back, even though I'm
Yeah,
spending money for Game Pass. So like, it's still a good enough deal for me,
yeah.
and
Like,
like, and I don't
uh,
want it to go any higher. I don't want the price to go any higher, but like,
sure, yeah, definitely.
but there's definitely a cutoff limit. But oh man, I'm just not gonna say anything else.
Yeah, well, I agree. Like, there is a cutoff limit, and I told Vinny what mine was because we were in the chat last night. But it's like they haven't hit that limit, and again, I don't want it to go higher. I don't think anyone's going to ever advocate, hey, we should be paying more for Game Pass because that's insane. But at the same time, for a service that I use literally every day, I mean, I don't remember the last time I didn't use Game Pass in a day. So, like, for a service I use that often versus I think of all the other subscriptions I got, Paramount Plus. I haven't watched shit on Paramount Plus probably in like 3 months. Meanwhile, it hits my account every month. Hits my account every month like clockwork. I also got Hulu, hits my account every month like clockwork. I haven't watched anything on Hulu in a minute. The only thing I use, like of all the subscriptions I have, the only things I use daily, YouTube Premium and Xbox Game Pass. So, I mean, it would be a lot cooler if they kept it at $17, but I can't sit here and pretend that I'm shocked that they raised the price. I feel like this is something people kind of expected to happen. I was under the belief or under the assumption, belief, whatever you want to call it. I thought that they couldn't. I thought that the whole thing with the FTC and the CMA and everything was like, hey, we're gonna. That's why I thought they raised the price before the whole deal went through. Like, hey, fuck it, we're gonna raise the price this one last time, then we won't raise it for a few years. That's what I thought was happening, but here we are. They raised the price. Game Pass Ultimate now $20 a month. Everything below that, I agree with Ham. There's really, unless you're only on PC, in which case get the PC Game Pass. That's still, it's kind of wild that that's a better deal than the console Game Pass. Um, but it is what it is at this point. I say either get the PC Game Pass or get the Ultimate. There's really no in between here. There's really none in between.
I
Depending on
just
what you
really
need.
don't like what happened to the like for the people that just want to play online.
Yeah.
That stinks. Like I
does.
don't like that idea. Like honestly, I like the idea of just gold and Xbox Ultimate. Like just have those two things kind of separate. And what I mean by that is like just have the ability to play online $10.
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't need to come with a catalog of games. If you want to give them what PlayStation kind of does with like free games to like be able to play for the month or for whatever, that's fine. But like I don't think the people that just want internet to be able to play their games care about that catalog as much as ultimate players do.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I want that catalog, right? And I want it to be I want it to be day and date, right?
Yeah.
But if there's other people out there that don't care about day and date, do you think they care about the rest of your list of games? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like if they don't really care about playing stuff like day and date, sure they care about still being able to play a wide array of games, but are they using that to because like I think as somebody that's getting Game Pass, like a casual gamer that's getting Game Pass, what I see what they're doing. They're just trying to squeeze people into $20 into the $20 bracket.
Yeah. Yes.
That's really
Yeah.
all that they're doing, and it's just so. I don't know. It just doesn't look very like. And I'm an Xbox guy. Like I love me some Xbox, but like this just is like it's not that easy to like. If I know somebody asks me, hey, what should I get? What do you really like? I'm gonna tell them like, yo, I like Xbox and I play and I pay for Ultimate. And they're like, I don't need all of those games. I just want to be able to play Call of Duty and play it online. And I'm like, well, then you got to get Game Pass for $15 to be able to play online.
Yeah.
And it's just like they look at you like the only $5 difference. Like, what the fuck? Like, I can either play online and buy the game at full price for $15, right? I can essentially spend $85 to do what you're doing right now for $20.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
They're forcing you into the $20 subscription.
And keep in mind, you got to keep paying $15 after that $85 initial fee. Compared to just 20, 20, 20, 20, and not having that $70 surcharge of per game.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I feel like because there was a time, can't remember if it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I know it was this generation where the big rumor was Microsoft was getting rid of gold. They were getting rid of it, like the online paywall. They were going to get rid of it, and that was like the big rumor. I wonder if that was their plan, but then also if you get rid of like in this pricing structure here, if you get rid of Xbox Live Gold, or I mean, gold doesn't exist anymore, but if you get rid of the multiplayer paywall, well, then that makes Ultimate a lot less appealing, or not a lot less appealing, but it makes it a lot less appealing for $20 a month because at that point you would just have what used to be standard Game Pass, really. And well, I guess cloud and everything and PC, but for most people, the way they'd be using that, it would just be standard Game Pass. But like I look at this and I'm like, I know why you guys didn't, because you're a corporation. You're a very wealthy corporation, and you really want some fucking money. I get why you guys did this, but at the same
You really
time,
want subscribers. That's what you
yes,
really want. And hey, you got me, but I feel bad for the person that's not really trying to play all those games like that, right?
yeah,
Like, because it's just like, to me, it feels like I'm here to get the buffet because I want to eat, and I don't give a fuck, right? I don't care what happens when I go sit on the toilet. It's just going like I'm here to eat. I'm here to tear up this buffet, right?
yeah,
But then how does that make sense to advertise it to the person on a diet? They
yeah,
come into your buffet, they're spending, let's say, they're spending $20, but they finna eat $5 worth of food. And they know that they're gonna eat $5 worth of food because they ain't got time like that.
yeah,
I'm an enthusiast, and I don't even have time like that for everything that they be dropping. So, like, I mean, that's they're hitting. They're trying to hit people with so much overwhelming force with the catalog and everything that, like, I mean, say what you like about it, but they're trying to make this normal. They're trying to make this absolutely normal, just like Netflix made it normal. Don't nobody like everybody knows Netflix is expensive, but they still get it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Everybody knows Netflix. Why Netflix? Why again? We know you're gonna raise your prices again. Eventually, this shit's gonna be $35, right? Near $40 for
yeah,
Netflix. It's gonna eventually get to that point, but they want you so addicted that they're like, "Yo, I hate Netflix." But that new Dave Chappelle stand up just came out.
yeah,
And not only is it one stand up, but it's like three of them bitches. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they hit you over the head with these like wild like documentaries, and then they like to tell you, oh well, this is now like cable TV, and you gotta wait until next week to see the next episode of the motherfucker. And then you're stuck. You are stuck. And unless you're willing to wait until everybody else online and everything, and you're not a content creator, so you don't give a fuck. Let's say you go down that route. You're a content
yeah,
you're a content creator and you don't give a fuck. So you wait until the whole season is done, and then you order it to get that season. Half of the time, motherfuckers forget to cancel their shit when the subscription time lapses. So you end
yeah,
up paying for usually at least 2 months of the motherfucker, unless you really on top of your bills like that. So I'm just saying what they're doing is diabolical. Because on top of not only you going to go see your favorite show, but now you're re-engaged back with some of the shit that you used to love when you were there.
yeah,
So it makes it even like I don't know how many times we've seen the story about somebody saying, "Hey, I got rid of Game Pass, and then I realized when I went to my library there was all these triangles in the corner of these games, and I
yeah,
didn't own none of them."
yeah,
And I realized that I don't own shit. Like there's a lot of times that happen, and that's why I still buy games. But like,
mhm,
but there's a lot of people that just don't want to deal with shit as much, and so Game Pass just makes a lot of sense to them. But like, I just hate for what happened for what's happening to the person that's not really a gamer, but they like playing every once in a while. That stings.
yeah. That does. That does. And I mean, this kind of leads us, well, not kind of, this fully leads us into the next topic, which is kind of a continuation of this one. Uh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is coming to Xbox Game Pass soon. And I remember listening last week, I think it was, to the Xbox 2, and Randall Thor and Jazz were both. I mean, Rand was doing his whole thing. They like make a joke about it. Like Rand predicted, oh, something big's gonna happen in Game Pass this month. But like they already know what it is, kind of thing, but they just can't say it yet. And they were just doing that whole shtick throughout the podcast. And I think it was Jazz maybe who said, I think Call of Duty might come to Game Pass this month. And so here we are. Call of Duty comes to Game Pass this month. The latest Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, will be coming to Game Pass this month, but it comes after this whole news of, the price increase and the whole new tiers and everything to Xbox Game Pass. If you're somebody, a new player who sees this news from the outside and says, "Oh, I was thinking about grabbing that. Maybe I'll just subscribe to Game Pass and play it there." Well, if you're somebody who cares about multiplayer, that means you're subscribing to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, pretty much. And if you're not, then you're not playing the multiplayer. Unless you're willing to buy the game, in which case at that point just buy the game. But like it puts people in a weird spot. It puts, like you said, new customers in a weird spot. It makes it like for someone, like I think of someone like my brother who only plays like Apex and every now and then he'll play Call of Duty. Rare occasion. Well, he needs his multiplayer for Call of Duty. So so it's like this puts him in a weird spot. Does he sign up for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate even though he's not going to use it? Or does he sign up for the tier below this and he's only paying $5 less for significantly less? I mean, I don't know. It's just confusing. Mike, appreciate you for stopping by. Yeah, this is going to be our new time. 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. Doing it a little bit later after dinner for me, which I really like because I like getting dinner out of the way and then I can do the show. And then after the show, I can just relax. I don't got to make dinner or nothing. It's fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, good news. It's good news and bad news. It's the classic good cop, bad cop. Good cop is Call of Duty's coming to Game Pass. Bad cop is we're raising the price of that bitch. So, what
Right.
what are your thoughts?
I mean,
What are your thoughts? Are you excited? I mean, do you think this is going to have the impact that they think it's going to have, given the fact that, hey, right before you dropped this news, you also dropped this huge news of price increases and new tiers and whatnot?
I'm not really excited about this price increase at all until the new Call of Duty comes out because like own a lot of the Call of Duties, you know what I mean?
Same.
So this really doesn't benefit me until the new Call of Duty comes out, right?
Yeah.
But I am definitely interested in the happenings around all of this and the way things are moving, and I mean, you had to be just, I don't know, you had to be very naive, I guess, to think that they'd buy somebody of this caliber and not feel the need to try to extract as much as possible, right? The only thing that you can hope is this is it, right? Like please just stop right here. Like this is enough. But like if you see a news headline next week that says Microsoft is in talks with WB of acquiring, and then you're like, well, there's $23. Like it's now
Bro, if I see
$22.99. So it's just like, all right, so it's just like, let's just slow down real quick. Let's figure out what we got, please.
If I log into Twitter and see Microsoft that post from Phil Spencer, we just acquired insert huge ass publisher here. I like my I'll fucking shit myself. I'll actually shit myself, dude. Because just the stomach drop of like, that's gonna be pricey. That's gonna be pricey. All right.
WB or fucking CD Project Red just pops up and it says Microsoft is in talks of acquiring, and it's just like, well, my wallet is a little thinner.
Right?
Right now, I can already see
We're
that
acquiring
happening.
Ubisoft. Oh shit. Oh no. I don't know about that. I don't know if I like that. But yeah. I mean, so for some reason you can't donate. You can't donate. Why is that? Oh, I don't know why that is. I'll have to look into that. Wonder. I don't know. Figure that out after stream. No worries, but appreciate you for even thinking about that, Mike. Appreciate you a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'll be in VC after this for sure. But yeah,
Yeah, there is
like,
no pass button. That's crazy.
yeah, I see that. I don't know what's going on there. I think it's because I saw something a couple days ago at this point, about having to review base term. Oh, I have to set up AdSense again for some reason.
Yeah,
We'll get it done. We'll get it
you have
done.
to finish setting it up, probably.
Yeah, but appreciate you, Mike. But yeah, this whole thing, I don't know if it's going to have the effect. I mean, I guess we'll find out soon enough if it has the effect that Microsoft is hoping for. I know it's going to have the effect for existing customers, but is it gonna draw new people in after the whole price increase news and everything? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works. But that was the end of the topics for today, and we did just hit an hour. Um, oh my god, appreciate you, Mike. Let's throw that one up on screen. He says, "I was gonna say you should buy some new clothes so you can get some bitches on your dick." God bless you, Mike. God, God bless
Jeez
you.
Louise.
But we're
That's amazing.
gonna. No, I know exactly what you're referring to. GTA. But yeah, we're gonna get up out of here. But before we do that, we got to do the outros. Obviously, Ham, let them know where they can find you, what you're up to. You're back podcasting. Let them know what to expect and everything.
Yeah, so yeah, I am back to podcasting again, which is nice. And I cut down quite a bit on what I'm doing regularly. So, if you don't mind, Matt, I'm gonna tell him just like the new schedule of what I kind of got going on. But
Yeah.
we have 3 shows a week now with the ability to put other content out on the days that we don't have the on the other 2 days during the 5-day work week that we have available. So Monday we have our show from Sunday moving over to Monday. So Loke's show that he used to have is now going to be on Monday early at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And that we're just gonna just talk about all sorts of fuck shit. It's called it's called EBG. It's everything but gaming, and we're gonna be talking about just all sorts of just insane shit that Loke likes to talk about. That's Loke's show right there.
Yeah.
And then and on Wednesday we have the lowdown now. And that's going to be also at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, after that, I'll be on this show at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. And then on Fridays with Matt, Loke, Cozy, Mental 9R, and a guest, we're doing our usual time. Nothing's changing there. Everything's still the same. But 3 days a week now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is when I'm doing my regular stuff. And every once in a while, I may put a new video out on Tuesday or Thursday if something big happens and I feel like needs to be addressed instead of waited for another day.
Yeah. I like it, man. I like it. You've been working pretty damn hard at this. I mean, since I've known you, you've been working pretty damn hard at this. You probably one of the more busy, not one of the more. You're probably the most busy person I know doing this stuff. So, I mean, 3 days a week seems like a good in between of like having some time to yourself. Having some time to yourself, you know? But
Yeah, it's time to
you got
myself. I'm gonna start. I'm. I kind of have like a little job thing lined up that I'm doing. Um, that I'm happy to do, and
yeah.
and I also am gonna be able to have more time to kick it with the kiddo and stuff like that, and like, I also eliminated shows, so I didn't talk about that at all. So, like, the crossover is no longer a show with me and K Mega every Monday. That's just not feasible. Same with me being on GRG every Friday with K Mega. That's not a thing anymore. I had to back down on that because I wanted to focus more in on my channel and just be a guest every once in a while instead of being a permanent panel member. Um, yeah, I just needed to make more time for things that really matter. So,
Yeah. For sure, man. For sure, man.
doesn't sound that
That's what it's
exciting,
about.
but that's what I gotta do.
But I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, and that's what matters. But yeah. Links to Ham's channel, Ham and Loke's channel, in the description below. Check that out for sure. I'm pretty sure I have his Twitter down there as well. You can head on over there. Follow him on Twitter, see what he's up to and everything, like he just told you. As for myself, I mean, this show every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. That is the new time from here on out. I'm gonna have to make a new graphic because I see that one there says 2 p.m. So I'm not even. Oh God, I gotta make a new graphic, guys. But 7 p.m.
Yep.
Eastern for this show every Wednesday. Mondays, the L3R3 podcast. We're kind of behind the scenes working on what that can be, because we haven't been consistent with it. That's been on me, but we're working behind the scenes to figure out what that can be. That includes myself, Mike, and it's me, Twan. Whatever it will end up being will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, Mondays on my channel, and then Mondays videos on the channel here, 11 a.m. Those drop, and then on Fridays videos on the channel here, 11 a.m. Those videos drop. But you can also find me on Ham's channel, like you said, bull sitting Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. And that's where you can find me. We're going to get up out of here. We appreciate anybody for stopping by. Anybody who watched, it's very much appreciated. Let's get up out of here. We will see you all next week. Goodbye.